Greetings from the TUC to Mary, your president, Ros, your general secretary, and delegates and everyone watching, all our brothers and sisters. And there could be no better sister than Mary. She's been a champion of working women everywhere, and we thank you for that. And congratulations to Ros on her first year in office. A bit of a baptism of fire, no doubt, but you have been a force of nature. And what's brilliant about Ros is that she talks in a language that people understand, whether it's sexual harassment or surveillance at work or that obscenity of fire and rehire. You could have no better champion than Ros, sticking up and standing by working people. And thank you, delegates, for everything you've done. I think as a whole trade union movement, at home and around the world, in the midst of this awful pandemic and the crisis, we have stepped up to the plate, and I couldn't be prouder of what we've achieved. You know, when you listen to the likes of Boris Johnson claiming that the success of the vaccine rollout is down to capitalism and greed, he couldn't be more wrong, and not for the first time. The success of that rollout has been down to public investment, the brilliance of our scientists, many of them trade union members, and of course our wonderful NHS. It couldn't have happened without them, and we thank them and all key workers for everything they've done for us. Every single time those key workers put on a uniform, they are putting their health and sometimes their lives on the line to look after the rest of us. And it's only right that they should get the rewards that they have earned, the value, the respect, the dignity, and the pay packets that they deserve. Nothing makes me angrier than to remember at the start of this crisis how many social care workers in particular were wrapping themselves in plastic bags because they didn't have proper PPE, most of them on less than £10 an hour, many of them on 0 hours and agency contracts. So I want to congratulate the STUC for your call and your campaign for a national care service. That's the way to go. That's the deal that working people and the people they look after deserve. We have had our work cut out over this crisis, but I think together we've achieved a lot. Think about the work that we've done to protect jobs and the arguments we put for creating new good green jobs where they're needed most, particularly for the young generation who've been hit so hard. But, you know, let's not forget that at its peak, the furlough scheme and support for the self-employed defended more than 10 million livelihoods across the UK. Far from perfect, those schemes, but they made a real difference. And we all know that they wouldn't have happened without the trade union movement. And think about health and safety too. Again, we've got our work cut out. Our health and safety reps are doing a brilliant job day in, day out to crack down on those employers who play fast and loose with people's safety at work. And we know that's going to get sharper as the return to work grows. But let's not forget either the importance of sorting out our sick pay. You know, on national television, the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, can admit to me that he couldn't afford to live on £96 a week. So how dare he expect anybody else to manage? And of course, there are 2 million in the UK who don't even earn enough to qualify for that statutory minimum. So we have got to sort this. It's only right and fair by working people, but it is also essential for public health, because nobody should be faced with that choice of doing the right thing to protect the safety and health of the community and being able to afford to feed their families. We have got to keep the pressure up. And last but not least, on equality, whether it's working mums struggling under lockdown to look after their kids and do a job and even homeschool on top, or whether it's the Black Lives Matters protests, we have got to show whose side we are on, because whatever race, whatever religion or background we come from, everyone deserves dignity at work. A new deal for working people. No going back to business as usual. We need that new deal for working people. So thank you, delegates. Stick together, stay strong, solidarity.